Banks have a system, and that system has one job: to make sure you never sit down with a calculator. Because the moment you actually run the numbers, the real numbers, everything changes. You stop being their customer. You become your own bank. Right now, as of April 2026, the best fixed deposit rate you will find at a major nationalized bank in India is somewhere around 6.7% per annum. SBI, Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank, take your pick. 6.7%. That number sounds safe. It sounds responsible. It is the financial advice your father got, his father got, and it has been passed down as wisdom for 3 generations of the Indian middle class. But here is the part they are actively not telling you. India's inflation projection for FY 2026 to 2027, as confirmed by the RBI's own Monetary Policy Committee, is 4.6% per annum. The RBI repo rate right now is sitting at 5.25%, and your FD is returning 6.7%. You're doing the math in your head: 6.7% minus 4.6%, and thinking, I'm still ahead by 2.1%. Profit. No, that is not how this works, because that 6.7% gets taxed at your income slab rate before it even touches your hands. If you are in the 30% bracket, which most urban salaried professionals reading this are, your effective post-tax FD return is approximately 4.69%. Subtract 4.6% inflation, and your real return is a rounding error, less than a tenth of a percent. You are essentially working harder every year, depositing more money, and watching your wealth stay perfectly, humiliatingly still. This is what I call the silent erosion trap. Your money is not disappearing dramatically. It is leaking, like a water tank with a hairline crack. Every month, every year, the level looks nearly the same, but over a decade, the tank is nearly empty. And the tragedy is, this is not an accident. The system is designed exactly this way. Hi, I am Rohan. Welcome back to the channel. And if you are new here, this is a space where we talk about money the way your bank's relationship manager absolutely never will. Before you scroll past, hit subscribe and turn on the bell notification, because the concept I am about to break down for you today is the single most powerful compounding formula available to every salaried Indian professional. You do not need a demat account, you do not need a financial advisor, you do not need a lakh of rupees sitting idle. You need 15,000 rupees, 15 minutes a month, and the patience to let mathematics do what mathematics does best. We are talking about the 15 multiplied by 15 multiplied by 15 rule. And by the time this video ends, you will understand why over 9 crore Indian SIP investors, yes, that is the latest Amphi data, 9 crore active SIP accounts as of 2025, are using this exact mechanism to silently build wealth while the middle class is stuck debating which FD tenure to choose. Let me start with a visual, because this is important. Imagine two people, same age, same salary, let's say 80,000 rupees per month take home. Both are reasonably sensible with money, both are thinking about their future. Person A, let us call him Rahul, is the traditional guy. He puts 15,000 rupees into a fixed deposit every month. 6.7% interest rate, safe, guaranteed, no volatility. 15 years later, Rahul opens his FD summary statement. He has invested 27 lakh rupees of his own money. With interest compounding monthly, his corpus is approximately 46 lakh rupees. Person B, let us call her Priya, does one different thing. She takes the same 15,000 rupees and instead of the FD, she sets up an SIP into a diversified equity mutual fund. She doesn't watch the market, she doesn't panic redeem, she doesn't try to time anything, she just lets it run. At a 15% CAGR, which is well within the historical average for top-performing equity funds over a 15-year period per Amphi and SEBI data, Priya's corpus after 15 years is approximately 1 crore 27 lakh rupees. 1 crore rupees. Same 15,000 rupees, same 15 years, Rahul has 46 lakh rupees, Priya has 1 crore rupees. That gap, over 54 lakh rupees difference, is not because Priya was smarter, it is not because she took crazy risks, it is because she understood one formula while the banking system spent decades making sure Rahul never would. That formula is the 15 multiplied by 15 multiplied by 15 rule. 15,000 rupees per month for 15 years at 15% returns equals approximately 1 crore rupees. Listen closely, because this is being actively hidden from the common man, not with lies, but with silence. Now I know exactly what is happening in your head right now. You're thinking, 15%? Is that even realistic? Sounds too good to be true. Let's look at the actual math behind this. Amphi, the Association of Mutual Funds in India, publishes verified historical performance data for every fund in the country. Over a rolling 15-year period, diversified equity mutual funds in India have delivered average SIP returns of between 12 and 15% CAGR. Not 20%, not 30%, a steady compounded 12 to 15%. The Nifty 50 itself has delivered approximately 11 to 13% CAGR over long periods. Quality flexi-cap and mid-cap funds have consistently beaten that benchmark. The 15% assumption in the 15 multiplied by 15 multiplied by 15 rule is not a fantasy, it is an ambitious but historically grounded target. And even if your fund delivers 12%, you're still looking at approximately 75 lakh rupees after 15 years. Still 60% more than what Rahul walked away from his FD. They want you to never pick up a calculator because the moment you do, the FD stops looking safe and starts looking like the most sophisticated method of keeping you exactly where you are. But here's where it gets truly interesting, and this is the part of the SIP story that almost no one explains properly. There is a hidden sequence inside this 15-year journey. I call it the 8-4-3 acceleration effect. Here's how it works. In the first 8 years of your SIP, the growth feels painfully slow. You're watching your portfolio go up and down with market cycles. Your 15,000 rupees monthly contribution slowly accumulates, and you will be sitting at approximately 27 to 28 lakh rupees after 8 years. You invested 14.4 lakh rupees yourself. The market added over 13 lakh rupees on top of that. It's real growth, but it doesn't feel spectacular yet. This is the phase where 80% of Indian SIP investors make their biggest mistake. They stop. They stop because it feels slow, because their colleague told them the market crashed, because there's a better return somewhere. They stop, and in doing so, they abandon a machine that is just warming up. Because in the next 4 years, years 9 through 12, something extraordinary happens. That same corpus more than doubles. The compounding is no longer working only on your monthly 15,000 rupees contribution. It is now working on a base of nearly 28 lakh rupees. The returns are generating returns on a much larger pile. By year 12, your portfolio has crossed 59 lakh rupees from 28 lakh rupees just 4 years earlier. This is the phase where patience starts paying dividends that feel almost unfair. And then, years 13 through 15, this is the final sprint. Your corpus, which had been silently building for a decade, hits what I call the compounding escape velocity. In these last 3 years alone, a well-performing fund adds over 40 lakh rupees to your portfolio. 40 lakh rupees in just 3 years. That's more than the entire 27 lakh rupees you invested over the full 15 years combined. 8 years to build, 4 years to more than double, 3 years to explode past your total principal. That's the 8-4-3 acceleration effect working inside the 15 multiplied by 15 multiplied by 15 framework. The tragedy of most SIP investors is that they quit at year 6 or 7, standing on the launch pad wondering why the rocket hasn't taken off yet. You might be thinking, okay, but what about market crashes? What happens if the market drops 30% in year 12 and destroys everything? This is the most common objection, and I genuinely respect it. It comes from a place of hard-earned caution. The Indian middle class has seen market crashes, financial scams, bank frauds, and real estate developers who vanished with your booking amount. Skepticism is earned. But here's the counterintuitive truth about SIPs that your bank will never voluntarily explain. A market crash is not your enemy. When the market falls and the NAV of your fund drops, your 15,000 rupees buys more units that month. More units at lower prices. When the market recovers, and historically over a 10 to 15 year period it always has, those extra units you accumulated during the correction are now contributing to your wealth. This is called rupee cost averaging, and it is the single most powerful feature of an SIP that makes it structurally different from a lump sum equity investment. A fixed deposit protects you from market volatility, and SIP uses market volatility as fuel. You might think there's a catch here, but the truth is RBI completely allows this mechanism. SIPs in mutual funds are fully regulated by SEBI, transparent, and have worked exactly as advertised for tens of millions of Indian investors since the early 2000s. Amphi data for September 2025 showed monthly SIP collections hitting a record high of 29,361 crore rupees in a single month. India's educated middle class is not naive. They are investing at this scale fail because the math works. Now let us talk about the other villain in this story, because the silent erosion trap is just half of the problem. The other half is what I call the EMI Gravity Trap. Imagine your personal finances as a spaceship trying to break free from Earth's gravitational pull. Every EMI you carry is additional weight. Your home loan EMI, your car loan EMI, your phone's no-cost EMI, your credit card rollover that is quietly charging you 36 to 42% annualized interest. Yes, that is the actual effective APR most credit card companies charge in India. And they have buried that number in 0.7 font in a document you signed 3 years ago. Every one of these EMIs is money that could have been compounding inside your SIP. And the combined weight of all your EMIs is the reason most salaried professionals, despite earning reasonably well, feel trapped, like they are running full speed on a treadmill that someone else owns. Here is the ground reality of a typical urban Indian professional in 2026. You take home 80,000 rupees a month, your home loan EMI is 22,000 rupees, your car EMI is 12,000 rupees. Your lifestyle credit card spend that rolls over every month costs you another 4 to 5,000 rupees in hidden interest. You are left with maybe 40,000 rupees for rent, groceries, utilities, children's school fees and your parents' occasional medical bills. Your SIP? That 15,000 rupees you promised yourself. It exists in theory. In practice, it gets deferred, skipped, or reduced to 3,000 rupees because the month was tight. This is not a discipline problem. This is a system problem, and the system was designed by institutions who profit from your debt continuing. So let me give you the actual blueprint, not motivational advice, an actual operational system. I call this the wealth automation stack. 3 layers, set up once, running forever. Layer 1, the pay yourself first lock. The moment your salary hits your account, the same day, not a week later, not after bills are paid, your SIP amount gets swept out automatically into your mutual fund. You never see it, you never feel it, you never have the chance to spend it. Most people save whatever is left after spending. That math will never work. The system requires you to spend whatever is left after saving. Open your banking app today, right now, not tonight, not this weekend, and set the SIP auto-debit date to your salary credit date. If your salary hits on the first, set the debit for the second. Layer 2, the SIP step-up protocol. The 15 times 15 times 15 rule gives you 1 crore rupees at a flat 15,000 rupees per month. But you have a salary, and that salary will grow by approximately 8 to 12% per year if you are in a reasonably growing career. The SIP step-up protocol says every April, when your appraisal letter arrives, increase your SIP amount by 10 to 15%, not your lifestyle spend, your SIP. If you start at 15,000 rupees today and increase by just 10% every year, your corpus at the end of 15 years does not reach 1 crore rupees. It crosses 1.6 crore rupees. The same 15 years, the same market, just one structured annual decision. This is what your financial advisor's uncle never told your family in the 1990s, because in 1995, this product barely existed in India. Today, it does, and today you can automate it entirely. Layer 3, the debt firewall. Pick one, just one debt instrument you're currently paying down. Ideally, the highest interest one first. Your credit card rollover, your personal loan, your vehicle loan. Every rupee you eliminate from your monthly EMI burden is a rupee that gets redirected immediately and permanently into layer 1. This is not about becoming debt-free as a philosophical goal. This is a pure arithmetic operation. Every 5,000 rupees EMI you kill, if redirected into an SIP at 15% for 15 years, builds a separate corpus of over 33 lakh rupees on top of your main SIP. Think about that. A single eliminated loan EMI does not just save you the interest, it creates an entirely new wealth engine running in parallel. 3 layers, 1 system. Set up once, automated, running in the background of your life while you focus on your career, your family, everything that actually matters. Let me bring this full circle with one final number, because the beginning of this video started with numbers and it should end with one. As of April 2026, over 9 crore Indian citizens have active SIP accounts. That's 9 crore people who have in some form already taken this step. The total SIP AUM, assets under management, crossed 15 lakh crore rupees in late 2025. India's retail investment culture has fundamentally, irreversibly shifted.
The question is not whether SIPs work. A decade of verified Amphi data, audited by SEBI, reported to Parliament, proves that they do for the vast majority of long-term investors. The question is simply whether you are going to be part of the system that builds wealth or the one that finances it. Because here's the final uncomfortable truth. Every EMI you pay to a bank is someone else's SIP. That's not a metaphor, it's accounting. Your home loan interest payment is a bank's revenue. A portion of that revenue goes into the salaries of the people managing the bank's treasury, money that compounds in their investments. The bank takes your interest income, parks it in high-yield instruments and earns returns on your money while you earn returns on nothing. Your job, starting today, is to become both the borrower and the compounder. Eliminate the debt ceiling that caps your saving capacity, automate the pay-yourself-first lock before bills can compete for the same money, and let the 8-4-3 acceleration effect do the one thing it was designed to do: turn patience into a crore. Here's your one action step for today. Not this week, today. Open your banking app or your mutual fund platform, Zerodha Coin, Grow, HDFC Securities, Kuvera, whichever you use. Set up a monthly SIP of 15,000 rupees in a direct plan, diversified equity mutual fund. Set the auto debit date to 1 day after your salary credit date. And then, this is critical, do not touch it. Do not pause it when the Sensex falls 2,000 points. Do not redeem it when a colleague mentions a hot new stock tip. Do not skip it because the month was expensive. The machine only works if you don't interfere with it. 15,000 rupees, 15 years, 15%. That's your crore. It was always yours. The system just never wanted you to know the PIN. If this video changed the way you think about your money, share it with one person in your family who still has their savings locked in an FD and genuinely believes it's the safest thing they can do. Because the biggest financial risk in India in 2026 is not losing your money in the market. It's watching it quietly, politely, slowly stop being worth anything. I'm Rohan. Stay invested, stay awake, and I'll see you in the next one.